Hello, Instagram. Welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm doing a psychic tarot reading for you. This is all signs. If you are drawn to this reading, welcome in. If this isn't your jam, you can scroll on by. Woo! Look how that card flew out. All right. So this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. If you'd like a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. Takes you right to my book online page. All right, so the overall energy of this reading is the Page of Pentacles in reverse. I'm getting a lack of learning, a desire not to learn a new way of being. This has this energy of starting over. Like, I don't want to learn a new way of being. I don't want to have to learn. I want to this feels like a confusion around, a belief. I remember I had this belief as a child, looking at the adults and being like, I can't wait until I know everything like the adults in my environment, and I don't have to bend or stretch or learn or adapt. I can just be that confident adult that is so authoritative and knows everything. And I think when I became an adult, I realized that they don't know everything. They actually could use learning more. We are in an expansive world. We are in an expansive universe. It is expanding. And so that's part of the energy of this place that we're in. And so it feels like if you're resistant to learning because you want to appear like you know it all, then that might cause some issues. It looks like we're talking about the lack of growth within relationships, particularly. Indeed. Wow. Lovers, Two of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. So we're really looking at the relationship between two people, maybe romantic relationships, romantic partnerships, where there's no expansion. There's no new way of seeing a relationship. It's a tradition, a stuck way of being. It looks like where one person does the majority of the work, of the labor in the relationship. Someone is made to carry the burden of the connection of the relationship. So that's what the overall energy is. Not learning a new way of relationshiping. Not wanting to expand the definitions of relationship. It feels like the person that doesn't want to expand the definition of how you relationship is benefiting in some way from someone else's labor in the relationship, someone else being made responsible to carry the burden of the relationship. So, interesting topic. Let's look at the hidden blessings in all of this. Is judgment, consciousness. We are becoming aware of this in the collective, that this traditional way of relationship by far benefits the masculine energy. I was just asking a client, a very successful businesswoman, and having difficulty in relationship because here she is going to work creating empires for herself. And yet she goes home and she provides free labor of cooking and cleaning and taking care of the kids, so he does nothing. And she doesn't receive anything back. And the spark has gone out, because when you are cast in a nurturing, mothering role in a romantic relationship, nurturing and loving is... those are different, very different energies than sexy and partnership. And so also the feminine energy in these type of traditional relationships, when the men aren't maturing and growing, but demanding to be mothered, to be cared for like a mother, is just it's just not the same energy of a romantic partnership. So it looks like in the consciousness we're realizing that also masculine behaviors, they benefit from free labor. There's an unconscious agreement that the children are your responsibility. I can come and go, but if you want to go without the kids, you have to communicate with me, which tells you that it's not equal, that the onus, the responsibility is put on the feminine energies. This feels quite the equality. We're looking for equality, not to be treated as less than in relationship. It looks like there's also, with Judgment card in the original image, the people are in coffins and the angel is blowing the horn to wake them up from a small, confined way of perceiving life to a new life that's not as restrictive. And so that's what the blessing is, the hidden blessing in all of this, as relationships are being examined in the collective. How we relationship is being examined, and it's been found wanting, definitely by those who don't benefit from relationships. As I was saying, and distracted myself with this amazing businesswoman that I was doing a reading for, I asked her if moving forward, if you could have a wife or a husband, not about gender, not about sexuality, but the roles, which would you prefer? And she's like, oh my gosh, a wife, someone to support me, lift me up. So when I come home from work, I am uplifted. But there's an entitlement in coming from masculine energies, that they expect this. And if they don't get it, they'll manipulate and rage until they get compliance of this very small way of being. And yeah. So that's what this reading is about. Wow. All right. What we're leaving behind is a nightmare, a never-ending nightmare, where you are told throughout life that this is the way to be, that because of society, because of tradition, family, locality, because of religion, it feels like there's this very small and narrow aspect and way that feminine energies, gendered, those who identify as females, are allowed to show up as. The target's always moving, and it's very complex. Not being treated as equals. Our emotions are invalidated, and we're even taught in our family systems to invalidate our own emotions. That our having natural emotional responses is somehow due to our weaker sex, our gender, instead of realizing, wow, you are a human with your own impressions, your own feelings. By disconnecting the society, not just females, but masculines, from the reality, the potential that emotions offer us as an indicator of your truth, an indicator, instead of trying to control your emotions so you just feel what you want to feel. So you only want to feel good, then we're missing the purpose of emotions to guide us. So it looks like we're leaving behind a feeling of stuckness, a feeling that we can't leave these systems, that these systems in the equation of life are a constant, not a variable. You don't have to stay in something that is not for you. You are leaving behind people who use their words to manipulate. People also, it feels like they weaponized communication, where they ghost, where they pull away, where they shun. Neglect. You're leaving behind neglect. You're leaving behind injustice, where even those around the masculines will protect the bad behavior, will not only demand that you absorb bad masculine behavior, but that something's wrong with you, that maybe that you can't, overlook this. It feels like you're leaving behind the people around these toxic masculines who benefit from their monstrosity, because they are enmeshed and they're realizing that these toxic masculines are unhealed and wounded, and so they need someone to punish, to project blame on, to annihilate. This is not public, it's someone private, someone you can blame and take out and project all your inadequacies onto. It looks like you're leaving that behind. And those who benefit from that type of behavior, until one day that monster turns on them, and then they realize there's no one around. That's when you protect a monster, when you ignore the red flags because you benefit from that. In some ways you benefit from that environment and that kind of monstrous behavior, you're a part of the problem. You're enabling. So we're talking about you're leaving behind enablers. Wow, jeez. Heavy messages for Friday morning. All right. I think as I'm perceiving this, why this is coming up, why such big messages in the collective, because I believe right now we're in Saturn in retrograde until December, and it looks like all these very things that are happening in the environment are being looked at. Karma is another way of saying it. Karma is coming back, and so what karma provides, karma is just what you put out, you get back, so you can learn. Well, I felt pretty confident dishing that out, but now that I've received that same energy back, I'm realizing that this might not be helpful to the collective. It might have been a temporary salve but there's a better way. What karma is showing me is there's a different way, a different approach that I might be missing. So, all right. How to get the most of this energy is the Eight of Swords. This energy is showing us. This actually, I just explained that without the card. So we're able to see where we're blinded, where we're unconsciously limiting ourselves. It looks like what's coming up in the collective are some big shifts around masculine and feminine energies, around ownership, entitlement. A lack of equality is definitely there. Minimizing emotions, dismissing whole swatches of people, of beings. As the consciousness rises, ascension, we are seeing with more clarity, and it looks like the divine feminine has taken the initiative for this change. And so as karma is really coming in, the divine masculine has an opportunity to change, to expand, to evolve. And it feels like there are a lot of people who prefer the unconscious, who prefer unconsciousness. It feels too hard to really address where you might have been incorrect or missing the boat, missing the big picture, missing the themes, because so focused in the story, especially one's own story, that there's missing the themes. It feels like we have this opportunity to ask really important questions, not the story of our life, but what themes have I been exploring until now? Control, manipulation, confidence, real confidence, manipulation, sacrifice, celebration. What are these things? All right, so how to get the most of this energy? It looks like looking at the energies of sacrificing yourself, sacrificing your time, your energy, your effort. Is it being reciprocated in some way? Or do I feel depleted and used? Am I valued for who I am as a being, or is my value being derived from what I can do for someone? What type of relationship in this expansion energy sounds more appealing? Someone who authentically cares and loves you, for you, or someone who feels that you can fulfill something within them that they can't fulfill within themselves. They need you. Feels like we're leaving codependency and needing behind. We're getting new, inspired ways of being. Letting go and disconnecting from limiting mindsets. Really understanding what is loving, not a false picture, a false framework of what, I'll just leave that. Okay. How to get the most of this energy. Think talking about what you would prefer. What do you want to create as the collective is deciding to leave behind ways of being? What would you prefer? So as more traditional structures fall away, that no longer fulfill the collective's needs and desires, then what are the new ways of being? It feels like being very clear about what is loving. Yes, identifying what is not, but it feels like talking to someone who has ideas about how you would like to create this world that's much more equal, much more fair for the collective, for everyone, equity, not hierarchy, those with power and crap runs downhill type of energy, but a framework of viewing society where you can be yourself and be of service to others. Very Aquarian energy. Okay, how to get the most of this energy is the Queen of Pentacles. Love this. And I love her attitude. Very loving, very confident. She's comfortable in her environment. She's at peace. She has figured out how to find stability and security for herself. She has all the resources to create whatever she wants in her environment. I love this energy. Being grounded will support you. If you spend a lot of time in your higher chakras, thinking, imagining, fantasizing, there's this invitation to bring this energy down your chakra system, to not just be in a fantastical space, not being stuck in the storyline, but bringing your energy down to your heart space and allow yourself to feel, to root this energy into your crown or your ground chakra, your root chakra, grounding this energy in. Learning how to work with your emotions. Being present with and accepting of where you are in a very grounded way. It looks like that would be supporting you as the collective goes through this decision-making expansion, making decisions about how we want to relationship going forward, staying grounded and focused on what you would prefer to create instead of focusing on what's falling away. What's falling away is coming out. It's that unhealed masculine energy that's impulsive, reactive, projecting all blame outward, a very unhealed child in a man's body, which is terrifying in its wounded state. Rejection, abandonment. They've never learned how to hold space for their own emotions, and so they fully believe that everyone else is responsible for their emotions. This is someone very emotionally immature, and they don't know how to fill their own cup, so they're this needy vessel. They need a wife. This energy, they need a mommy. It's not really partnership that they're looking for. They're looking for a mommy to fluff their ego and tell them they're perfect and that nothing that they ever do is wrong, and to submit, to be obedient. Ugh. So it feels like acknowledging this energy exists. It's there, but if the focus is on it, then that grows. So it feels like acknowledging that we're addressing that type of behavior, that type of energy, and we're figuring out what would be best for the collective going forward. Wow. All right, what to be mindful of is the Strength card. You have the strength to get through this time. You have the courage. Courage isn't not being afraid. Courage is being afraid and facing your fears and doing it anyway, because you know that everything you want and the person you want to be is on the other side of that fear. So you have this inner strength about you, this courage. You have really done the work. I've met many masculine energies, men in my lifetime, who emulate strength and courage and confidence, but they really don't know how to embody it, really. They know how to pretend they are, but the moment they are wounded, they are out of control. And they punish whoever triggered that response to stop triggering them or stop that behavior, instead of healing and going within and healing that wound. It looks like right now there's a lot of imbalance that we're looking at in the collective. It looks like masculine energies are feeling this question coming up in the collective. Masculine energies that are very out of balance are, in this time, so end of June, I'm perceiving, to December, Sagittarius time. It looks like it's very karmic energy. So what, with Saturn in retrograde, all this, we're receiving karma. So what you put out, you get back. And it looks like they've been putting out a lot of imbalanced energies. And so they're going to be receiving that, and probably from their worldview and world perspective and level of consciousness, a lot of toxic masculine energies are going to feel that they are being punished, or that they're victimized by this energy. But really it is their karma, their own energy coming back at them. Some will make choices for ascension, and this will wake some of the masculines up. It is great opportunity for waking up in this energy. That's the kind of the purpose of this energy, is wake up, wake up. It looks like also player type of energy, people who are inconsistent, who feel entitled sexually. It looks like we are looking at that. Just because you have a desire and urge as a masculine energy, do you have a right to the object of your desire? Feels like we're looking at masculine energies that feel entitled to whoever and whatever is the object of their desire. That, again, they're not responsible for how they feel, but others are responsible for emotional triggers and triggering even their desire. They're not responsible for how they feel. So I'm tuning into a belief system that has been going on for since the creation of humans. We have What messages? Since the creation of humans, we have diminished and tried to destroy the goddess creatrix energy, and we have supplanted the goddess with a masculine energy that is demanding that masculine is the creator, that masculine is superior, instead of a balance, a realization of the importance of both when they are both in alignment. Wow, what interesting messages. Yeah, it looks like people are starting to speak out. Once we communicate and speak on these energies, they cannot, then it's not in the unconscious. When we speak about toxic people and toxic behaviors, when we address it, then we can make a choice. I'm seeing that many people will come away from this reading with their own perspectives, their own beliefs about what has been shared, and that's beautiful. So, all right, I'm going to continue this reading. It's about halfway through now. I'm going to move over to Patreon. The link is in the description box below. It's called Extended Reading here. And in that extended reading, I'm going to continue on with these messages and look at health, relationships, creativity, new opportunities, and career and finance. So if this has been your jam and you want to follow me over to Patreon, that would be fantastic. If this is where I leave you for this reading, wonderful. Have a great day. All right, bye.